conference room.
Is that where you're going to
Yeah,
put it?
put it in the conference room.
Okay.
Just keep track of the topics you ask. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Heart University. My name is Rob Gilmore. I'm the Director of Campus Experience in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. And welcome to our first admissions chat of the 2019-2020 school year. We are great. We're feeling great tonight. Welcoming you all to our admissions lobby here in Curtis Hall on campus at Sacred Heart. And I did not come alone tonight. We have some folks from admissions and financial aid who are going to be here tonight to help answer all your questions. This chat tonight will last 1 hour from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. We certainly invite you to ask any and all questions that you'd like. We will try to get through as many as we can throughout the hour. And we will make sure that all questions that are answered will be answered privately if they don't get answered on air tonight. But we certainly invite you to join in with us and we'll get started. So like I said, my name is Rob Gilmore. I am in the admissions office here at Sacred Heart. I work with all of our visitation programs and events on campus for admissions. I've been at Sacred Heart for the last 15 years, and it is definitely the place to be right now. Joining me tonight is Pam Pillow. She is the Executive Director of Undergraduate Admissions, and Julie Savino, who is the Executive Director of Student Financial Assistance. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and then say a little couple things to you, and then we'll get started.
Great. Thank you, Rob. I'm Pam Pillow. I'm the Executive Director of Undergraduate Admissions, and thank you for joining us this evening. I have been part of the university professionally for 10 years now, and I also earned my bachelor's degree and MBA here, so Sacred Heart holds a special place in my heart, and I look forward to answering your questions this evening.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, too. I'm Julie Savino. I'm Executive Director of University Financial Assistance. I'm too thankful that you're joining us tonight. I've been at the university for over 40 years now. I've started as a work-study student doing my undergraduate studies, and I never left. I couldn't have been happier about my career choice and about the second family that I call Sacred Heart University. I'm also a proud parent of a student who went here too as well, who graduated in 2005. So I've seen it on all different levels, and I hope that we can be of some help to you tonight to answer some of the questions that you might also have.
All right. And just as a reminder, we're going to ask you that you can submit your questions now. Type them into the comment box and we will push those through. If we don't get to your question, don't worry about it. We will try to get it answered privately later on, but we will try to get through as many questions as we can tonight, starting right now. So the first question that we have here tonight comes from Samantha, and she's asking, how do you sign up for an interview on campus? Well, certainly for those of you who have not been to campus, we want you to come for a visit. We're offering a lot of different opportunities for visits over the next 2 months leading up to the holiday season. And you can register for those events on our website at sacredheart.edu/visit planner. And that's the same area where you can sign up for an interview. Interviews are not required as part of the admissions process. They are highly recommended. They are required if you're going to apply for early decision, which we'll talk about in a moment. And you can register for a non-campus interview or what we call a regional interview, which is admissions counselors going out to your area and conducting interviews closer to your home. And that's a big convenience for a lot of families. So that's how you can sign up for an interview here at Sacred Heart. Next question is coming in from Alicia. Thank you, Alicia, for asking. If you want to live on campus, do you have to live for all 4 years, or can you choose to live only 2? And yes, only 2. Sacred Heart has a residency requirement for freshman and sophomore year. After sophomore year, if you want to move off campus, you can. But freshman year, if you're going to live on campus, freshman and sophomore year, you must. But we have wonderful housing on campus, brand new residence halls that are coming along swimmingly. It's basically turning into a hotel complex here. It's absolutely gorgeous, and that's why another reason why you need to come to campus. Check out all the developments that are happening with our residential life. All right. I'm going to turn this next question to Pam, our first admissions questions of the evening. What is your admissions requirements for the College of Nursing?
Okay, great. So we require your official high school transcripts. We look for 2 letters of recommendation. We prefer your letters be from your guidance counselor, one of them, and then a teacher or maybe someone you worked for over the summer would be a good second letter of recommendation. We are an SAT and ACT optional school, so SAT and ACT scores are not required, but we do, like Rob explained, prefer to have an interview. And if you are applying early decision, we will require an interview.
All right. Pam, as well with the nursing application information, could you talk a little bit more about the application deadlines?
Absolutely.
For early decision, early action, and regular decision?
Absolutely. Our early decision is our first opportunity to apply to the university. The deadline is December 1st, and that is a binding application. So that application would be if Sacred Heart is your first choice. If there's no other school that you would want to attend, should you gain admission to the university. If you apply by December 1st for early decision, you'll be notified by December 15th. So you also will have the opportunity to qualify for some incentives as well. Because this option is binding, you can qualify for preferential selection for a double room on campus. You'll qualify for a $500 voucher for textbooks in your first year, and also a $500 voucher for a study abroad trip should you decide to study abroad at one of our SHU-owned campuses, either in Luxembourg or in Dingle, Ireland. The second opportunity to apply to the university is through early action. That is a non-binding option, and that deadline is December 15th. Come December 15th, once you apply, you will be notified of your admission by February 15th. And then the final option is regular decision. That is also non-binding, and we look for the application by February 1st, and you will be notified by April 1st at the latest.
Okay, very good. And we'll reiterate some of that information as we go on later on in the chat tonight. The next question, actually there's 2 in a row for Julie, and this both dealing with information on scholarships for incoming freshmen. So Julie, can you talk a little bit about what's available as far as aid for freshmen applying to the university and when they can expect to hear about the aid?
Okay. First of all, upon your application to the university, you will be evaluated in the admissions office, again based on your high school grades, on the classes that you've taken, and any of one of your accomplishments, and our merit-based aid, which would include scholarship as well as some participation grants and some of the many programs that we have, primarily in performing arts as well as community service. Should you have those interests, would be awarded those merit-based awards not based on financial need. So those are not going to be required, the typical financial aid applications. It's purely based on your criteria as a student or your accomplishments as a student. The second thing is we'll follow that up with your traditional financial aid, which could be grants, scholarships, loans, or work from the federal government, from the state government, or from the university themselves, as well as evaluation for private scholarships. Those applications, that application for that financial assistance requires both a FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, and a CSS profile, which is done through the College Board process. Both of those documents are required, and the dates for which they should be submitted are on our website. So I would highly suggest that for those of you who are interested in financial assistance, that you go to our website and to look up that information, and you acquire the codes, and they actually have direct access through the links that we have there to bring you into both of those. Once you're accepted for admissions, you've received both your merit-based letter and then your acceptance. We will follow that up shortly thereafter with award letters that will include all sources of aid, federal, state, and institutional. And those primarily start in February, okay, the beginning of February, around February 1st. Is when we will begin sending those out.
Okay.
Specifically.
All right. Next question is coming in from Brianna. She's asking, are there any particular events that are done before a student starts their first semester to allow them to get familiar with the campus? And yes, there are. Sacred Heart offers for admitted students coming in the fall a fantastic orientation program. Those are offered over various dates in the month of June each year. This is an overnight day-and-a-half experience for both students and parents to learn everything about Sacred Heart, from academics to extracurricular assistance, to getting involved on campus, residential life, commuter life, dining halls, everything that you'll need to know before you start your program in August. And then for those who really would like to delve themselves into life on campus before classes start, we offer several different pre-fall programs, which allows you to move to campus a week early before freshmen move in August, where you'll be able to do a certain set of activities based on themes, such as our business program, theater program, communications program, nursing, and many more. And those are available for you once you've been accepted to the university and deposited, that you'll get that information. But yes, to answer your question in a straight answer, we do have an awesome orientation program and pre-fall programs available to get yourself acclimated to Sacred Heart before you start here. All right, I'll hand this one off to Pam again. How does one apply for the honors program, and what are the commitments for that?
The honors program is something that we consider you for based on your academic credentials. There is an option on the Common App, I believe.
Yeah, if you would like to get apply, you can put that on the Common App that you're interested into the program. And the criteria is not set in stone every year.
Right.
It's based on the average applicant to the university. But just one clarification with that is that if you are going to, while we are test optional, if you do want to be considered for the honors program, you will have to submit your test scores. Now you can self-report your test scores, but if you do deposit to Sacred Heart, you will need to show proof of your test scores to keep your spot in the honors program prior to June 1st of 2020. In addition to that, the honors program provides you living learning access. You live in Toussaint Hall, which is the Hilton of residence halls here on campus. And then you get an honors advisor, which you'll be doing work during the year in your room, not in your room, in your floor with your other honor students. And then you also get to work on an honors capstone, which actually provides you with 18 credits over your 3 years, so that you're basically minoring in honors as part of the program here. If you would like to get more information about the honors program, the admissions requirements and whatnot, you can visit our website and look up Thomas More Honors Program for that information. But thank you very much.
I'd like to add to that, on the financial assistance side, honors students are awarded an additional $2,000 stipend for their participation in the honors programs, as long as they are participating, as well as they do have an option for another $500 study abroad stipend at one time throughout their 4 years.
All right. So an option for almost up to $2,500 extra for students that are going to be applying into the honors program. Next question is coming in is, what is Fairfield like, and what do you do on the weekends? All right. Okay. I think, we all have experienced the town of Fairfield, and we are about 15 minutes away from actually downtown Fairfield, with access to the beach and restaurants and shops and things of that nature, and what we call Post Road, which is a very college town. We share it with another university that we will not name across town. But Fairfield is a beautiful area. We're actually very lucky where we are in our location, because we border several towns, which can go from city to urban to farm country, and very, very quick drive. So you get the best of everything.
That's right.
Where we are at the apex of Fairfield County right here. So there's a lot to do on the weekends. We're very close to the mall in Trumbull, which is about a mile away. We have shuttle services that take you everywhere you'll need to go. Plenty of restaurants, plenty of things to do, plus everything that's happening on campus. So there is a lot to do in the Fairfield area. And you can check out a lot of that on our website and see what you can get involved with, both for you and your parents, including a dining and lodging guide if you're looking to come visit campus sometime soon.
And it's also,
No, go
ahead.
I was going to say our shuttle system also takes you to the transit, the train. So we're a quick train ride out of away from New York City. So it's about an 80-minute train ride into New York City. So it's nice and easy to get different places too.
Okay.
And I was going to add, we're just in the process of developing our own community theater, right down on the corner right there in Fairfield Center, in the center of Fairfield, which is going to be a really wonderful opportunity for our students as well.
Yes.
As well as our participation in the community of Fairfield.
This is our first time having a concrete presence in downtown Fairfield, so it's really going to extend our campus for many different purposes, beginning next fall, which is going to be fantastic. Okay, back to some academic questions. This next question is, what is the average class size on campus?
The average class size in the classroom for your schooling is about 22 students to a room. In total, though, Sacred Heart's undergraduate population is about 5,200. And if we count those enrolled in our graduate programs, some of those even distance learning students, our total enrollment is 8,500. So we're a medium-sized school, but the in-class experience still provides you that small.
So you would
focused
say that it's
attention.
a more one-on-one environment with the faculty?
That's correct.
Okay. One of the great things is that our faculty is so available for outreach. They make themselves available, and I think as a student coming in, you could be at a peace of mind that your faculty is going to be here for you as you go through your time at Sacred Heart. Next question is, what is the Learning Center like at you? So here it's called the Student Success Center, and there's many different components to that. Pam wants to start on that. We can talk about a couple.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have worked closely with the executive director of that learning center for quite some time, and there's a lot of services in place. If you need some tutoring services, strategies for taking exams, some extra time for taking exams, any sort of accommodation needed, but more importantly, some strategies for success. So they're absolutely there for you if you have any issues. You can work independently with that office.
All right. Julie, question for you on scholarship availability for Division I athletes.
Okay, Division I athletes. Of course, we have 32 teams between our men's and women's teams for a number of others. Scholarships are available for those. Coaches have the opportunity to award their scholarships to their students based on whatever their abilities are. When they come into the admissions office, we work with the coaches and we understand. We have a pre-read process so that through the admissions and the financial aid office, we will work with the coaches and determine what availability there are for scholarships. But again, that's purely up to the coach as to who actually receives those funds.
All right. And if you are a Division I athlete or looking to be a Division I athlete, I should say, you can visit our athletic page, sacredheartpioneers.com. Go to your individual athletic team and fill out the inquiry form if you have not spoken to a coach yet. That way they can get your information and reach out to you based on availability for their team. Next question is, do freshmen have access to all club and intramural sports?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
In a big way.
Yeah. So we certainly that's something that you, as a freshman, you can do the day you step on campus. Club and athletic and intramurals. We have 34 club sport teams and 17 intramural sport teams on campus. So there's a lot for you to get involved with, and right off the bat, you can get on. And for the majority of our club sports, it's walk-on. There's no tryouts for those teams.
That's correct.
Yeah. Now, Pam was a star Division I athlete here in her day. Tore up the tennis courts like no other person ever. But let's talk about your experience as a Division I athlete here, and many of the people that you worked with are still here in their capacity. So you can relate to that.
A lot of our Division I athletes are phenomenal student athletes as well. Being a Division I athlete takes a certain amount of time management and commitment. There are a lot of services in place to help you, but you also have to take the initiative to make sure that you're allotting your time appropriately between your school, your commitment to your team. and also your personal life. So it definitely takes a level of commitment. The club sports still have that level of commitment because there's regularly scheduled practices and also matches or games. But it's a little bit less of that intensity that you might have at the Division I level. And then intramurals allows you to still stay active in the sports that you love, but maybe just register for a league that's 3 to 6 weeks, or maybe just a special event with a team.
Okay, all right. And for those of you who are maybe not even trying to do a sport here because you're unsure, you just give it the option to look into it, and so you can see what the information is and the commitment level before you come to the university. Okay, next is I noticed during my tour that the nursing facilities were separate from campus. Can you speak to how nursing students manage between the two? Yes, our Center for Healthcare Education, which is a fantastic facility, opened in 2017, is a state-of-the-art facility for both our College of Nursing and College of Health Professions. And it is just about a mile down the road from campus, but it is worth the time that you'll go back and forth. Now for nurses, you wouldn't be taking any classes down there until your sophomore year when you have the ability to have a car on campus. So you can certainly get back and forth, but we do have, for your convenience, our shuttle system, which goes back and forth from there about every 10, 15 minutes or so. So you're always looping in, and it doesn't really cause any headaches to get back and forth. And I think once you have seen the inside of the facilities, you'll know why it's such an easy way to get back and forth.
Right.
So don't worry about that as a nurse. I think you'll be fine. Also for the nurse, what is the average SAT and GPA for just the nursing program?
The average SAT last year was about a 1210 for our nursing program, and the average GPA, it was
About 3.65, yeah. About 3.7, 3.65 for the nursing.
For nursing.
Yeah. We accepted, just so you know, for the nursing program, it's a very competitive program. It's just full transparency. So a lot of students will apply for very few spots, but we do encourage you to apply. It is a fantastic program. You should still apply, and then also do an interview. Like I said earlier, the interviews are not required, but for nursing, it's definitely a plus for all the students to do an interview because so many students are applying to the program. All right. Can you speak about your cybersecurity computer science program?
Sure, absolutely. So those programs are actually part of our School of Computer Science and Engineering, which is now housed within our Welch College of Business. So our Welch College of Business and those two merge. It's now the College of Business and Technology. The facilities are tremendous over at our West Campus, which was formerly the GE General Electric headquarters. When they moved out to Boston, we purchased that space. So it's a very innovative space. It's a space that includes a lot of technology and for innovation. There's an iHub lab. We partner with Verizon to have a Verizon sort of iHub space for folks to come and use the technology and build their skills. We have a makers lab over there as well.
Yeah.
Yes, so our computer science and cybersecurity programs are tremendous programs. There's obviously a lot of career potential in both of those paths. They cover all the pertinent topics. You'll learn all coding and have exposure to different softwares that are pertinent to the field. So you definitely will leave here with exposure to all the tools that you need to be successful in your career.
Yes, you will. Next question is, what are some well-known companies that students have gotten internships with in the business program, through the business program here?
Well, certainly the big four accounting firms, UBS, Goldman Sachs for finance. Our placement rate for students graduating Sacred Heart is 98%. So within 6 months of graduation, we have a 98% placement rate of either helping students achieve admission into a graduate program of their choice or placement in a firm. There are hundreds of firms that come on campus. Actually, we just had our career fair yesterday, where we probably had close to 100 organizations or more on
Amazon,
campus.
Google, Vineyard Vines, WWE, NFL, MLB were all on campus yesterday, and those are all options for
Correct.
Future careers. So you got to work with both your academic advisor and your career liaison through the Center for Career and Professional Development to help find those opportunities for you that you will be able to get. And our business program actually has really great contacts with a lot of companies for internships as well, starting in your undergrad years. All right, back to Julie. Question coming in. I heard that there was an opportunity for scholarship for performing arts. What is that entail, and do I have to audition?
Well, we're very fortunate. Actually, we rank amongst one of the top 10 institutions in the country that offer the most performing arts
Yes.
to our students. So we're very pleased about that. We're very proud of that and of our programs as well. We have scholarships, grants and scholarships that range from $1,000 to $8,500 for our students who have a desire to participate either in dance, in theater, in music, either vocal, instrumental, and including our GARD, our Sacred Heart GARD program. So students can participate in a lot of things. It's nice because these grant programs allow those students to continue in academics, but yet still continue to be able to do what you love and what you've been doing for such a long time. And we really believe in making both the academic experience and the student life experience, particularly in those programs, blend into a very successful and really happy student life here on campus.
And will students have to audition in order to receive the grant?
You know, we do have auditions, and oftentimes those, as a result of those auditions, they can, or submission of their portfolios, can receive additional dollars, scholarship dollars, in order to receive that. So yes, auditions are suggested.
Okay.
And highly recommended.
Yes. And you could start auditioning now. Those are available on our website, so you can see when those audition dates are for your particular interest. Does Sacred Heart offer Greek life? Yes, we do. Sacred Heart offers 14 Greek life fraternities and sororities currently right now. They're all national organizations that promote a specific philanthropy that you'll be able to get involved with. And you can start getting into Greek life as soon as your first semester freshman year. And just about 30% of our student body is involved in Greek life. So it's not something that overwhelms the campus, but enough students are involved in it that makes it very popular. So just so you know, if you want to do Greek life, you're more than welcome to do it here. I like to say to students all the time when you visit, it's not like Greek life you see in the movies and on TV.
It's not Animal House?
It's not Animal House, no. But there's no housing for our organizations on campus, and it's just an opportunity for you to really create a core group of friends that work for the same cause that you'll have not only for your 4 years of undergrad, but for the rest of your life.
That's right.
So you'll be able to do that. What is campus ministry like, and what sort of clubs involve the campus ministry?
We have a very active campus ministry department. There's a lot of ways of getting involved with campus ministry. Obviously, there's services daily here in our chapel. It's a beautiful chapel on campus. They get involved in the community at large. A lot of opportunities for service learning and volunteer services as well.
Yeah. We offer a number of retreats each year for our students. There's a freshman retreat every September. There's the Encounter with Christ retreat every February. We have a praise and worship organization that meets a couple Wednesdays a month at night. We have holy yoga on Sunday nights after Mass that you can do. We also have Lighthouse Christian Community now on campus, which is an evangelical Christian group that does Bible study every Monday night. So there's a lot of different opportunities. And from the time when both Pam and I were at Sacred Heart, the interest in campus ministry has grown abundantly. And, you know, we've always stuck to our Catholic roots here at Sacred Heart, and that's a big part of our identity. And I know many of you watching today are Catholic and want to continue that. And for those of you who may not identify yourselves as Catholic or Christian, we are open to all faiths. That's something to know about Sacred Heart, is that you don't have to be Catholic or Christian to come here. You can be whoever you want and enjoy whatever you want to come to Sacred Heart. And that's a big part of our mission statement that you'll find out once you get here. But campus ministry is open for all. The university is open for all. So you can get involved with that.
You know, I'd like to also add, just on the heels of our performing arts discussion too, there are extensions of our campus ministry into our community as well. While Pam already mentioned the community service options, even if you're looking at choir, we have our liturgical choir, a group of students who actively engage in the liturgical, as well as our brand new gospel choir.
Gospel choir,
And
yes,
our
which
brand
just
new
debuted.
Gospel choir just debuted.
Yeah, so that's...
So we have some wonderful things
Yeah,
that
so
actually
if
relate
you want to
to
lend
that.
your voice to Mass on Sundays, there's definitely a lot of opportunities there as well. All right, so we are halfway through our chat at 7:30. We certainly thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Rob Gilmore. I am the Director of Campus Experience in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions here at Sacred Heart University. Joining me tonight is Pam Pillow, Executive Director of Undergraduate Admissions, who oversees all of our staff and who will be working with you throughout the entire admissions process, reading your applications and getting to know you. And then I also like to introduce Julie Savino, who is the Executive Director of Student Financial Assistance here. She is the one who's going to be working with you and your families in providing your scholarship information to you once you've been accepted to Sacred Heart. But they will be working, both of the teams in admissions and financial aid will be working with you all the way through this admissions process. So any questions you have at any time, either after today, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, feel free to reach out to their offices to work with them. We are going to continue questions. Keep sending them in. There's some great questions tonight. We do want to hear a lot about what you're curious about the university, and let us help you answer those as we go through. So next question I'm going to go to is to Pam. Do you have the same academic advisor all 4 years?
Once you declare your major, yes, you will have your academic advisor, but you don't have to declare your major until sophomore year. So when you come to the university, you will have an advisor who will help you pick out courses that will apply to your core curriculum. And then once you declare your major, you will have that dedicated advisor. And I should mention, if you're interested in any pre-professional programs, there is advisement for those programs as well. So if you're interested in pre-med or pre-vet, there are advisors who can make sure that you're staying on track with those pre-professional programs too.
All right. Next question is, what percentage of students typically come in undeclared? Over the last few years, this has been a bigger population. It's getting increasingly more difficult. We certainly understand that as 17 and 18-year-olds to find out what you want to do for the rest of your life, because the world is so rapidly changing around you. So we understand that coming in, you may feel a little nervous about picking a major. And I know some students will also think that will count against them if they come in undecided. And the answer to that is it won't. We have roughly about 15 to 20% of students that will come in each year undecided in what they want to major in. And that's totally fine. And we have a brand new program here through our Career Center called Discover You, which allows you to work with our Center for Career and Professional Development and our academic advising team to help find a major within your freshman year based on your interests. So you're not wasting credits on classes you won't need to take. We have a 99% success rate of students coming in undecided, declaring a major by the end of their freshman year using that program. So if you are feeling a little nervous that you don't know what you want to major in, don't be nervous at all. And our staff will certainly walk you through that in the admissions process. I know many people feel nervous even submitting in the application, just putting undecided, and that's certainly not a problem. Pam, next question for you. How does the 5-year master's program for education work?
Oh, great question. The 5-year program is an opportunity for you to earn your bachelor's degree and also your master's degree and all the credits you need in order to sit for your teaching certification. So you would come here, pick a major in that area of interest, and then you can move into the graduate 5th-year program where you're taking credits for your master's in education. The little bit of a perk with that 5-year program is in that 5th year, We work with pretty much every school district in Fairfield and almost all of New Haven County as well. And those school districts love to take our students on as permanent subs, kind of working for that school system while you're continuing your education towards your master's degree. And in return, those school districts will offset a significant portion of that fifth year tuition for you. So while you're achieving those additional credits towards your certification and master's degree, you'll get some tuition assistance for that fifth year, which is a great opportunity here.
And in the past, we've gotten a lot of questions from families coming in as a freshman. What happens if I don't want to stay in Connecticut and I want to go back home to teach? What is the option for that?
So your master's degree is your master's degree. That is a credential. But in order to get certified to teach, every state has different requirements. Connecticut has very high standards, so typically all the courses and standards that we teach for meet a lot of the criterias. But what you would want to do is go to the Department of Education for your home state, look at what their criteria might be. It might be a certain set of courses, it might be a student teaching requirement, it might be a certain exam that you take for licensure, but each Department of Education will have a set of requirements, and typically our standards will allow you to easily go back to your state and achieve certification to teach.
Okay. Julie, next question for you. Can you talk a little bit about work-study opportunities? Is it awarded to students, and what kind of jobs are available on campus for work studies?
We have a really robust work-study program on campus. We have over 1,800 students who have some kind of work-study student employment on campus. Of course, it ranges based on eligibility as to how much the students work. It's money that the student earns to offset their other indirect expenses. It is not money that goes towards their tuition expenses. So students can actually earn that. We award it to them up front in the awarding process after the completion of the FAFSA and the CSS profile. So we would want both of those forms before we'll make a determination as to which work-study program the students qualify and how much we're able to grant right up front. Once the student is given that and they've decided to accept it, and of course we always encourage all freshmen to take advantage of that because it's just such another wonderful way to connect with the campus, with faculty, with staff, with other administrators and other students. We really and truly believe in that particular program. Like I said earlier, I'm a result of the work-study program. Were each of you part of work-study?
I was not.
You were not.
I wasn't
You
either.
Oh, geez.
But I hire a lot of work.
I
hire a lot of work studies right now.
Study students. Okay, so work study is just a wonderful part of the process. So we strongly encourage that, and then we will help try to place that student in something that is of interest to them, both on the campus, and that will help them actually build their resume.
Yeah, and one thing is a lot of students are a little nervous taking on that job.
They are.
And just so you know, you really have to accept it your freshman year, or you have risk of losing it after that.
You should, because you need to know, we need to know the demonstrated interest. And we're not asking students to work a lot of hours. So oftentimes it can just be maybe 8 to 10 hours a week, and they could be doing community service, which is always a nice experience for the students as well. And then oftentimes they'll even want to supplement that work study with their own volunteer hours because they've developed a network of friends and opportunities to participate on campus.
All right. Next question comes from Grace. This is a question about our new hospitality, resort, and tourism management program here at Sacred Heart. She wanted to get some information on it. So this is offered in the Jack Welch College of Business and Technology. Debuted last fall. And just so you know, we're one of only 2 schools in the Northeast that have all 3 components available for workload and internship within the program for hospitality, resort, and tourism management. We have our Great River Golf Course in Milford that is used for golf management as well as event management with a 32,000 square foot banquet center. We have our campus in Dingle, Ireland, where our students are working with the Dingle Tourism Bureau to help cultivate opportunities there, and you will study abroad at that location. And then we have our West Campus guest house and kitchen area now that our students are going to be doing some work in the kitchen over there for food safety and food management as part of the program. So besides one other school, which I'm not going to name, in New York, upstate New York, we are the only school that has all three components to that. It's a fantastic program. Dr. Kristen Tripaldi is the director of the program. If you are interested and would like to reach out to her, information is on the business college's website. You can feel free to reach out to her. She'd love to talk to you about the program. It is still in its infancy, but we are going to be building it up quite expansively over the next few years. And it's fantastic. I think those looking into hospitality, which is one of the most up and coming areas for employment in the United States right now, hospitality and resort tourism management. Going back to Julie, question coming in. Does the CSS profile need to be submitted before I apply early action?
We actually have all of our application dates for both the FAFSA and the CSS profile aligned specifically with the applications for admissions. At the same time that you're applying for admission, you should also be submitting those forms as well. So if you've got your early decision, it's December 1st, we're going to ask for those forms December 1st as well. If it's early action and it's December 15th, we're going to ask for it on December 15th. For regular rolling admissions on the regular one, we're going to be looking at February 15th. So our forms are aligned by then. You do not need to be accepted. We encourage you to complete those forms simultaneously with your submission of your application for admission.
All right. Pam, next question for you. Can you talk about the 3+3 physical therapy program?
Absolutely. 3+3 physical therapy means that you're completing your bachelor's degree in 3 years and then going on to the doctorate in physical therapy, which is a 3-year degree program. That's an intensive program because you're condensing what would normally be 4 years of a bachelor's degree into just 3. And certainly our DPT program is a phenomenal program. We're nationally ranked for that program. We have the #1 program in Connecticut. So that 3 years of your graduate studies will be will certainly prepare you for the profession. We get you into your clinical placements as well. We also, just so you know, have a 4+3 option. So for those of you who want to study 4 years for your the traditional 4 years for your bachelor's degree, you can also do that and then transition into the graduate program. We do offer a pre-admission, so applying as freshmen, you can indicate your interest in the 3+3 or the 4+3, and we can provide you with a pre-admission for that professional program.
And how good is our PT program?
It's really good.
Okay.
I know a lot of graduates actually. It's a phenomenal program. I've had some GAs work for me who are currently enrolled in that program. The caliber of students is tremendous. Many students from Sacred Heart do continue into that program, but then we also have students who have attended other universities come to that degree as well. So it's the faculty are great, and the facility, the college, the Center for Healthcare Education is great, has all the state-of-the-art infrastructure and technology that you'll need in your career.
Very good. Question from Joe. For residency, are dorms chosen for us, or are there options? For the most part, you will not have the ability to choose which residence hall that you're going to be in. This is not the case for those of you who will be accepted for the honors program. That hall is already predetermined. That is Toussaint Hall, most likely next year. And then for those of you living in what we call our living learning communities, these are special opportunities that you can apply for once you've been accepted to Sacred Heart, in which you will have demonstrated interest chosen. You would choose a demonstrated interest, and you'll live with a section of students in that same interest in our Roncalli Hall, which is a 10-story high-rise right at the edge of campus. This includes such programs as the business program, community and justice for those of you looking for community service, Shoe Well, which is Shoe Wellness, which is for students looking to live a healthy lifestyle, and gaming and technology for those in our gaming and technology programs. Those are all available for application once you've applied to Sacred Heart. But other than those areas, you will not be able to choose which hall you're in. However, we do give you the option to choose your own roommate. And that's something that we put on you to make sure that you find someone that is the right fit for you. So we do encourage you to find your own roommate, and there's several different options for that, but that will be something you'll be getting into once you are accepted to Sacred Heart. Speaking of accepted to Sacred Heart, we got a question here. Is there an accepted student event prior to making a final decision?
Yes.
Oh, yes, there are. We offer several events in the spring. We will have 4 major events based on your college of interest. We'll break those events down in the month of March based on which college you're accepted to. Then we will have a series of regional receptions, which will be traveling to local areas all over the Northeast to help celebrate with you and your families. And then we will have a final admitted student day right before May 1st. For anybody who would like one last look at the university. So there are a lot of opportunities, and for those of you who are accepted, anytime you visit in the spring, any day, if you come on a Tuesday or Friday for an event, that's an admitted student day for you, because we do celebrate your achievements to Sacred Heart every time you visit. So there will be plenty of opportunities for that. All right, Pam, question to you about our law program.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about the law programs at Sacred Heart?
Sure. We do not offer a JD, but we do have a agreement with Seton Hall, a 3+3 program where you can study here in our political science department, achieve 3 years worth of schooling, and then continue on to the JD program at Seton Hall. So that's a great opportunity if you're interested in pursuing law as a professional career. We also have a pre-law track, so you can come here for 4 years, choose your major of interest, complete your degree here at Sacred Heart, and then pursue the admissions process to a law program.
All right. What states do most students come from?
Our primary states are Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, but we are certainly building our notoriety in states like Rhode Island, and then extending into the Midwest and California and Florida as well. So we have applicants from all over the nation and internationally as well.
Yeah, currently on campus we have every state represented as undergrad in over 25 different countries around the world that are here. So it's definitely, we are a global brand right now. It's definitely a great time to be a part of the university. Are all classes taught by professors, or are there any by teachers' assistants?
They are all professors.
Yeah.
They are all adjuncts or full-time faculty professionals in their field.
All right. We were just talking about this today. We had a nursing event on campus today, so we were talking about this. What is your NCLEX pass rate to Sacred Heart?
We are very proud of our NCLEX pass rate. The NCLEX, for those of you who don't know, is the certification exam needed for licensure for nursing. We have a 99% pass rate. We're very proud of that. The average is 88. So we are significantly above that, and our nursing faculty is very proud of our NCLEX pass rate.
We're the #1 pass rate for NCLEX in the state of Connecticut for colleges, and one of the top in the nation.
Correct.
For consistently being over 95%. So you will be well prepared at Sacred Heart in the nursing program. Mm-hmm. And then you can come take care of us.
That's right.
At one time. How long does it take to hear once you apply?
Once you apply, we do have notification deadlines for ourselves to get you an answer. So for those of you applying early decision, you'll know of your admission by December 15th. For those of you applying early action, you'll learn of your admission by January 31st.
Mm-hmm.
And then regular decision April 1st.
All right.
At the latest.
Yes, at the latest. What are the requirements for the Honors College? So for the Honors College, while we are test option, you will need to submit your test scores. That is something that is required, and like we said before, you can self-report at the time of your application, but if you are accepted, you will need to verify those with us, whether it's an ACT score or an SAT score. Now, there is no exact requirements for the Honors College because they change each year. It depends on the average profile of the incoming class. However, last year it was over a 3.85 GPA with a 1,300 or higher on the SAT. So those are the requirements. Last year was our most competitive class. We had a lot of students academically inclined to fit into the honors program, and we actually enrolled our largest honors program ever at Sacred Heart. And that's a trend that we think will continue because you're all doing so well in school. So we want you to come to Sacred Heart and share that with us. But you can read about our honors program on the website. And just so you know, there's no application for honors. It is reviewed by our staff, correct, Pam?
Correct.
So that will be something that you can get as you go through the process as an invitation letter in your accept packet.
Correct.
For the honors program. Next question is, what are the internship opportunities you offer, especially in the surrounding community?
Our Career Development and Placement Center works tremendously with our students, and there is a job placement database that they use in their office where organizations and companies in the local market can post opportunities specifically for our students to apply for, which is a tremendous benefit to you once you enroll here. There are a ton of corporations in the local area, be it in Fairfield. We're just a short drive away from Stamford, which is like a mini New York City. There are a lot of businesses, startup companies too, so our students get involved in all aspects of organizations, be it marketing, sales, finance, accounting. You could do multiple internships too during your career here.
Yeah.
You would probably even say that between career development and advisement for faculty actually get very involved in the encouragement of internships within their programs. In fact, in many places, in many of the programs, they actually require internships because of the experience that students have, and not necessarily just one. Oftentimes, we'd like you to have multiple types of experiences so that you can choose what kind of fits well, and maybe you find out what maybe not.
That's right.
So much fits well. So I think you'll find that internships are highly recommended. Some of them are paid internships, and some of them are not.
Correct.
You can offer be those as well.
How do you handle food allergies on campus? First of all, we have a fantastic dining service, Chartwell's on campus. The food is fantastic, as you can see. I enjoy it a lot. But it is something that you will deal with our dining staff, both in the admissions process and once you're here. They will work with you to let you know everything that we have available. We are a nut-conscious campus, so there's no active nut products available, but we do offer them from time to time at different areas, but they're well advertised. We also are gluten-free, vegan-free, everything free that's going on today that you can enjoy on campus. We want to work with our students, especially those that have severe dietary restrictions and or allergies. They will accommodate you from start to finish with everything that you need. So you will be well taken care of here. Study abroad programs. One thing we didn't talk about tonight yet. Study abroad. So I'll hand that to Pam.
Well, I'll start with our shoe-owned campuses in Luxembourg and in Dingle, Ireland. So there are several opportunities across the nation. We have Barcelona, we have Australia. Help me identify some more.
So we have Germany, Paris. We have Rome. We also have Fremantle, Australia, South Africa, Thailand, Bermuda. For those students in the biology program, they can go down there. We have a trip that goes to India in the winter for photography classes. There's over 60 programs in 30 countries around the world that students can study abroad in. But the two main are Luxembourg and Ireland, which you can use as a study abroad.
Correct. And you have the option of taking an entire semester abroad, or shorter, more intensive trips, either over a winter intersession, sometimes spring break, or the summertime. So there's a lot of opportunities to have an abroad experience, which is encouraged through a lot of the curriculums as well.
At this time, we just want to reiterate a couple things for everybody as we're getting ready to close out. We have about 5 minutes left in the chat tonight. So I'm going to have Pam quickly talk about the application process one more time and give you those important dates. And then I'll have Julie just give us a quick reminder on the forms that you'll need to fill out for financial aid here at Sacred Heart.
Okay, so again, we are a Common App exclusive institution for incoming freshmen, so we do encourage you to complete the Common application. Along with your Common application, we look for your official high school transcripts, 2 letters of recommendation. We prefer an interview, but it's not required unless you are applying early decision. And then we are an SAT, ACT optional institution, so test scores are not required here. In terms of application deadlines, those of you applying early decision, that is the binding application deadline, so please submit your application by December 1st. You would apply December 1st for early decision if Sacred Heart is your first choice, and you will be notified by December 15th. Again, as I had mentioned earlier, there are some perks to applying early decision. You will qualify for priority selection for a double room. You'll earn a $500 voucher for textbooks in your first term and a $500 voucher for a study abroad trip as well. The next opportunity to apply is early action. That is a non-binding option, and the application deadline is December 15th. You will be notified by January 31st of your admission to the program, to the university. And finally, regular decision is February 15th, and you will be notified no later than April 1st.
All right. And Julie, the forms for financial aid.
Okay, just as a reminder again, we require the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. That's for both federal and state assistance eligibility. And for our own institutional financial assistance, we require the CSS profile. Both of those documents, those forms can be found on our website. Under financial assistance and under incoming students, you'll see the dates and the deadlines, as well as the codes for completing those documents, as well as a very handy link that will bring you directly to those forms. And as we said before, we ask you to align your financial assistance applications along with your application for admission. So for early decision, it's going to be December 1st. For early action, it's December 15th, and for regular admission, it's February 15th. You'll be notified for any grants or scholarships from the university in the form of merit-based aid in your acceptance packet from the university in the form of a letter. After you've been accepted, within a few weeks, we will then, within about 2 weeks of your acceptance from either any one of those programs, provided we have the full CSS and the FAFSA, we will actually send you a financial aid award letter that will include all sources of financial aid, grants, loans, work study programs, and scholarships all together. And that's within our regular admission financial assistance process.
All right. So we're just going to wrap up now. I do want to send a reminder out to everybody that the best way to get to know Sacred Heart is by visiting. And I know many of you have visited, but if you haven't visited, this is a great time to come look at Sacred Heart. We offer tours Monday through Fridays on select weekends. We also have one final open house for this fall. That'll be on Sunday, November 24th. And we have a series of academic info sessions that we're going to be offering between now and the first week of December on various dates based on specific academic programs. All of the information about how to visit campus, how to set up an interview, how to do a regional interview is on our website at sacredheart.edu/visitplanner. You can also call our office at any time. Our information is on the website. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see you. And for those of you who are seriously considering Sacred Heart, we hope that you do apply. We have a great university here that is ready to welcome you, your families, and enjoy the time that you have both as a visit and hopefully depositing here for the class of 2024. And for those of you juniors out there, the class of, I can't believe I'm saying this, 2025. But from all of us here in the Undergraduate Admissions Office, my name is Rob Gilmore, Director of Campus Experience. We have Pam Pillow, Executive Director of Undergraduate Admissions, and Julie Savino, the Executive Director of Student Financial Assistance. It's been a pleasure talking this evening. We thank you for all the questions, and we hope to see you on campus really soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.